Have you ever wondered about the mechanisms behind one of the most notorious criminal schemes in recent history? The name Jeffery Epstein is synonymous with scandal, a financier whose influence reached into the high echelons of power and whose actions have left an indelible mark on countless lives. Epstein's notorious web was intricately woven, with threads running deep into the world of international banking, with notable connections to financial powerhouses like JP Chase and Deutsche Bank. These institutions allegedly played a pivotal role in Epstein's operations, enabling him to continue his illicit activities under the guise of legitimate business transactions. But how did Epstein manage to operate such a nefarious operation for so long? To understand this, we must delve into Epstein's relationships with two major banks, JP Chase and Deutsche Bank. Firstly, let's discuss the allegations against JP Chase. It's been alleged that the bank turned a blind eye to Epstein's suspicious financial activities, thus contributing to his sinister operation. The bank, it's claimed, benefited financially from Epstein's sex trafficking operation, and in doing so, failed to uphold federal regulations relating to Epstein-related accounts. A closer scrutiny of Epstein as a client could have potentially exposed his illicit activities. This negligence led to the U.S. Virgin Islands government filing a lawsuit against JP Chase. The lawsuit claims that the bank was complicit in Epstein's trafficking operation, a grave accusation indeed. This isn't just about monetary compensation, it's about accountability and justice. Now, JP hasn't taken these allegations lying down. In a counter-argument, the bank shifted the blame onto the U.S. Virgin Islands themselves. They argue that the territory had access to the same information about Epstein, but chose to ignore it. JP severed ties with Epstein in 2013, but the question remains, was it too little, too late? Let's shift our attention now to Deutsche Bank. The allegations against them are just as serious, with claims that the bank enabled Epstein's sex trafficking operation. The bank reached a settlement with Epstein's victims, allowing them to receive up to $5 million from a $75 million pool. This settlement, while significant, is only a small step towards addressing the pain and suffering endured by these victims. The lawsuits and settlements showcase how Epstein's operation allegedly extended into the financial sector. This is a grim reminder of the need for vigilance and accountability across all sectors of society, including the financial world. But what about the victims caught in Epstein's web? The toll on those ensnared in this sordid scandal is immeasurable. The trauma experienced by Epstein's victims extends far beyond what can be quantified. The impact of such exploitation is long-lasting, often leading to a myriad of psychological issues, including depression, anxiety, and PTSD. In an attempt to address their suffering, a compensation program was formed from Epstein's estate, valued at a staggering $630 million. This program awarded $125 million to the victims. However, attorneys for the victims believed that this was insufficient, considering the extent of the damage caused. In light of this, a new compensation program emerged, resulting from a settlement with Deutsche Bank. This settlement allows victims to file claims with a new compensation program, with cases being reviewed by a group of 3 judges who will decide on the amount to be awarded. While these settlements provide some relief, they cannot erase the pain and trauma experienced by Epstein's victims. While Epstein's life ended in 2019, the legal battles surrounding his operation continue. The U.S. Virgin Islands government has filed a lawsuit against JP Chase, a financial institution that allegedly benefited from Epstein's sex trafficking operation. They claim that the bank failed to report suspicious financial activity and did not comply with federal regulations concerning Epstein-related accounts. The bank, however, disputes these allegations. JP attorneys argue that the U.S. Virgin Islands government had access to the same information about Epstein, but failed to act. They claim that the government is deflecting blame and motivated by greed, having previously settled a lawsuit with Epstein's estate. The bank also emphasizes the privileges and tax incentives that the Virgin Islands government granted to Epstein and his businesses. As the legal battles wage on, the full extent of Epstein's alleged operation and its enablers remains a topic of intense scrutiny.